This is Jonathan Agov here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined by Master Knowledge himself, Spencer Fearon. Spencer, it's been a while. How's things your end? How you been?
Things are always good, my end, my friend. Even better for speaking to you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm still quite, I guess, shocked by the events of Saturday night. I think everyone was taken aback a bit by what happened. What was your reaction to Povetkin's knockout of Dillian Whyte?
I was absolutely gutted, but on certain things you can't feel sorry. I spoke to Dylan for a good few hours yesterday on the phone, so he's in good spirits, and I like the fact that he's taking it for what it is, and he's saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to brush myself off. I'm going to come back again, and it was just one shot, got caught with a lucky shot. We spoke about the whole situation or the fight, and but yeah, I was gutted. But the person who really took it badly was Tunde Ajayi, my partner in crime on the Fight Is Right podcast. Have you seen the numbers we're getting, bruv? Kind of crazy, right?
Well,
But yeah, but Tunde took it really bad. He rang me, he was crying. He was crying his eyes out. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's one of them ones. And my kids said, was Uncle Tunde crying? I said, yeah, Uncle Tunde's crying. My son was like, wow, my son's 8. He was like, what? Yeah, so it is what it was. But fair play to Dylan to say that he's getting an immediate rematch. I spoke to Eddie Hearn today as well. And he was saying, yeah, it's definitely going to happen then. But the only difficulty is because Anthony Joshua is due to fight in December against Pulev. So it might be early November. It might be November, not early. It might be November. So, I mean, we'll see what's going to happen, man.
On the fight itself, it did seem like Dillian was in control in the first sort of 4 rounds until that sort of split second. And that's, I mean, we've heard the old cliche for the last few days, it's heavyweight boxing. But is that how you saw the fight?
No. It's not just heavyweight boxing. It's one shot. That can happen to anyone. One shot anybody can get cold lamp by one shot. I remember Marlon Starlin at the time was WBA. This was 1988. It was the WBA welterweight champion. He fought a guy called Thomas Mananares, who was, I think he was 25-0. And the bell went, but he threw a shot overhand right, hit Marlon Starlin, crack on the jaw, knocked him spark out. This Marlon Starlin before then has never ever been knocked out, and being with great fighters like Donald Curry twice. Marlon Starlin even beat Floyd Mayweather Sr. So Marlon Starlin was a very, very good fighter. And he got knocked out. It's like one shot. You get hit right on the chin, that's it. It's worse if you're heavyweight, right? Because you think of the pounds of pressure behind it. But if you get hit, and then that's it for
you. Sort of, obviously, Dillian landed the 2 knockdowns in the 4th round. And some people, including Anthony Joshua, said that possibly he should have been a bit more ruthless and tried to finish off the job. Do you believe into any of that, or do you think Dillian approached the right game plan?
Sorry about that. Someone's trying to call me there. I think Dylan's game plan was his game plan. Whatever it was like it was working. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? I had a little back and forth this morning with my really good friend, Dave Coolwell, because we are really good mates. And I was saying I didn't like the fact that Dylan was looking at the ring to get instructions from Dave, but then Dave just informed me that it was Xavier that said, the head trainer, that Xavier Miller, that gave the permission for him to talk and give instructions. Now I'm saying, if you got your game plan, you got your game plan. I'm not saying that the instruction that Dave Coolwell was given was wrong. I'm just saying, like, I've watched a lot of boxing, Jonathan. You'd never believe how much fights I've watched. I've watched a lot of boxing, right, throughout my young and now old age. So I've never seen a fighter be looking out of the ring to get instruction from somebody else. You got your chief second and your head cornerman, And then that's it. I didn't like the fact that, to me, I found that as a distraction. You got to think on your attention span is going to be, you haven't got a lot of time in the corner anyway. You got to think about it. You meant to have 60 seconds. You literally don't have 60 seconds. Five seconds are actually gone just for you to get back to and sit down on your stool. Then another 2 to 5 seconds are gone for your gum shield to become out, you to receive water, then instruction to be administered. So you don't have 1 minute to get instructions. But it could be just like 1 second where you hear that one thing that's going to be poignant and going to have that kind of standpoint for you to go and administer. But I wasn't being critical of Dave Caldwell, because prior to fight, I thought it was a good thing that he was there because his experience. But I'm going to be real. The occasion, seemingly to me, that corner of Dillian Whyte, I don't know how you saw it, but they look nervous to me, bro. And I'm just being real. They look nervous to me.
As you said, he's in good spirits. He's spoken today as well. It looks like the rematch is going to happen in November. Did you see enough though? I mean, it looked like, as we say, he was in control the first 4 rounds. So an immediate rematch, I suppose, is the best option for you.
If it was anybody else, just like when Joshua lost to Ruiz, I said it wouldn't be. I was against the immediate rematch. I wanted him to go and improve on his craft a little bit more. But he took the immediate rematch, and he boxed he boxed excellently to his game plan. I think Dillon overestimated, not underestimated, overestimated Povetkin by giving him too much respect. But if you watch the fight, Povetkin was trying to tee up for that left uppercut from round 2. There's times where he'd slip the jab and he'd come across to throw the uppercut, but Dillon would crowd over. Dillon was crying over and catch him to the solar plexus. It wouldn't catch Dillon on the chin. But after him getting knocked down, and I think, and fair play, I told people about this concentration thing, right? That the average human being has less concentration than a goldfish, right? And people, you get them idiots on IFL, right? Who those unemployed little idiots who sit down and say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Because guys don't study. You got to study this. This is boxing. Is not just boxing. It's psychology, my friend, and it's also plyometrics and science. And you could see him with Povetkin. He was looking for that shot, and unfortunately, go watch Dillon. First round, they touch gloves. Second round, they touch gloves. Third round, they do not touch gloves, right? Povetkin looked at Dillon like, "What? You're not touching gloves with me? I'm telling you, watch the fight and watch body language." Fourth round, Dillon knocks him down. They don't. It goes back to his corner. Povetkin got up relatively quick from the second shot, which was the left uppercut that hit him and got him over, right? Povetkin got up relatively quick, but he kind of shook it off. You got to think about this now. Dillon had to just keep on doing what he's doing, but he should be more forceful and pushing at his jab, and not retreating, pushing at his jab. And maybe if Dillon would have thrown a burst of straight punches, the fight would have been stopped. But it's all right being smart in hindsight and all the rest of it. I still think Dillian Whyte's going to come back, because Dillian Whyte is that he's very hard-headed, very tough-headed. And he'll look at that. And you know why I know how tough-headed he is? What was it? December 15th, what was it? 2015 when he fights Anthony Joshua, right? And he gets stopped in that fight. And I know both guys, but I was secretly kind of rooting for Dillian Whyte, not because of Anthony Joshua, because I do love Anthony Joshua, but more to do with like Dillian Whyte was deemed as the anti-system. So anyone who's anti-systematic, I'm on your side, more so than the people who are for the system. And Dillon was walking out the ring after the fight. I was gutted, right? I've known Dillon for a very long time, and And I walk over to Dillon. I'm saying, boy, unlucky, bro. And he said, the referee's an idiot. Should never have stopped that fight. That's the type of guy that he is. He's that pig-headed. So because he's got that pig-headedness, it detaches you away from ordinary reality. So you'll be able to do things that people don't think you can do. And all he's got to do is train hard. And it was one shot that he got caught with. He wasn't getting, it's different. If he was getting comprehensively outboxed, made to look like an idiot and everything else, oh, well, we need to go back to the drawing board and do it. Right, I'm telling you, what you got to do, learn how to block uppercuts, which is difficult. Usually guys will block uppercuts. George Foreman was excellent at blocking uppercuts, right? Or from the shoulder, as you turn your shoulder in, where you turn your shoulder in, you cusp it, you grab it in here. That's what Dillon's got to do. And I think Dillon's is doing it anyway. And I think he'll be back. And I'm seeing a lot of people mocking him right now. I see Frank Warren was mocking him. And I'm saying, careful who you're mocking, because the time for people to laugh just around the corner for you. Just like when people do something good and they do something that is, you should be congratulating of people who do something good, because your success is just around the corner. But your success and your demise is all down to you and what you think and how you speak about other people. Worse so when you speak about people when they're not present in a negative way. That's what I'm saying.
It is only Dillian Whyte's first defeat since that Anthony Joshua fight. That's 5 years ago, I believe. 11 fight winning streak since then. He's fought a number of top guys, Parker, Rivas, Chisora twice. He said, I think after the Joshua fight, you often learn more about yourself in defeat than you do winning. How much do you think you will learn from this? I mean, Povetkin, Olympic gold medalist, former world champion, very experienced.
Incredibly experienced, very, very good fighter. And a gentleman as well, you know. I got to rate Povetkin. I'm a fan of Povetkin. Just they happened to be fighting Dillian Whyte, so I was like, to hell with you. But I've been watching Povetkin for many a year, especially when he boxed Takam. He boxed very well when he fought Takam. And that's years ago now. I mean, what was that? Actually, 2010? Right. He's a very, very, very good fighter. I rate him a lot.
How much credit do you give him also, Povetkin, for coming back from behind to win the fight in the way he did?
Yeah, of course you do. But the thing about it is this, it wasn't abracadabra, you know. He's been practicing that shot, like I said, from round 2. I was noticing that's what you're trying to do. He's trying to throw that left uppercut. And he wasn't throwing any flappy shots. Every shot had snap and sting in it. And I think that was the difference. Dillon's shots, they were sharp, but they didn't have a lot of sting in them. Even when he knocked him over, they were sharp and they were heavy-handed. They were bludgeoning, but they didn't have that snap. And I think, but when Dillon was trying his jab, it had snap in it. All the credit in the world's got to be given to Povetkin, because loads of guys could have succumbed to the fact that, you know what, yeah, I'm 40 now, and yeah, I mean, I'm a millionaire, and I'm pretty cool up in Russia and everything else. And, you know, if I don't give it 100% right now, and like, because it's going against me, but he didn't. He went out there and he was determined to try and have that one roll of the dice, and he did. And he rolled the dice and he got 6.
Obviously, after the fight, Povetkin takes the interim title. There should be a rematch, as we say, later this year. But obviously, Dillian won't get that immediate fight with the winner of Fury Wilder. How do you expect this whole sort of division, Mary?
I don't know how it's going to plan out, because if you'd have asked me on Friday, I said after Dillon wins this fight, then he'd be knocking at the door to fight the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And now that's all gone out the window. And I think Dillian Whyte himself has to just solely concentrate, which I know that he will do, solely concentrate on beating Povetkin in the return. And you know what? It makes for a great and an interesting rematch. And I think if this COVID thing isn't gone, that's going to be a really, really big fight. Like, a lot of people turn out to see that, because a lot of people are talking about this.
Just on your conversation, last one on this, with Dillian earlier, you mentioned he was in good spirits. What sort of
No, excellent spirits.
yeah? What sort of other things was he saying that you can sort of reveal? Was he, bang up for that rematch? He seemed it.
Listen, he was telling me how it was. He said, "Look, don't worry, Spence, seriously, trust me, don't worry. We got the rematch, and we're all good." And he was in very, very good spirits, especially for like. And I've known Dylan since he's been in his teens, so I know when someone's trying to front, and he weren't trying to front. He was just saying it's one of those things. It is what it is. Let me just get on and do my thing.
Just a couple more, Spencer, before we go. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones is going to happen in November. What's your thoughts on that?
I thought it was off. I thought the fight was off.
Well, I think Roy
It's
Jones
back on now.
threatening to pull out, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I have no real interest in that because I remember them for what they are. Yeah, then, and I remember them now for who they are now, and I respect the game. But I'm not knocking anybody, because if you were a plumber and you got to 40 years old and someone said, "Well, you can't be a plumber no more," you're looking at something like you're crazy. Now, as much as I'm not a big fan of these old guys coming out to go do this, an exhibition, number one, I know for a fact it's going to be a very competitive exhibition. But I remember them for in their great days. And when you remember in their great days, you see you're coming back now, then, and it's not me knocking Mike Tyson, because I love Mike Tyson, and I properly I was a massive fan of Roy Jones. But right now, it's like, it is what it is. It's like a seniors tour of professional boxing. So it's like me seeing two great golfers going up against each other in the twilight of their years. But the difference is this: punches still hurt. So as long as none of them don't get hurt, and I pray that none of them get hurt, and they do have this exhibition, I'll be looking forward to watching it.
And what's going on with the MTK Global Foundation? What's new?
Lots and lots of stuff is going on right now. We've also opened MTK Global Academy, so I'm going down there to give a couple motivational speeches to the young kids. You know what I mean? Come on, we can do this. Going to be doing that. I'm also flying out to Kazakhstan to do some work in a couple orphanages out there with MTK Global Foundation. So apart from that, it's good. And I keep you guys busy every week with The Fight Is Right with myself and Babatunde Ajayi. So I'm blessed, mate.
Brilliant. Well, Tunde, almost called you Tunde. Spencer, I appreciate your time, and thanks for coming on.
Nah, bro, just keep on doing your thing. I watched your thing with
Maurizio yesterday.
Maurizio Sullivan. I watched that. Yesterday I watched that. So I mean, he was talking rules. It is actually heavyweight boxing. So yeah, just keep on pushing with your channel. And you have to remember, like, you just keep on pushing, and let your passion become your paycheck. Because I enjoy your channel, brother. So thanks. I like young guys who want to talk the game. You know what I mean? Sorry, what country your family from?
So I've got some family from Iran, I think, is the background.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't look it, but...
You know what? Because I thought you was Jewish, brother.
I am.
Oh, you're Jewish?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, a lot of people don't know this. My mother's Jewish, grandmother's Jewish, and my great-grandmother's Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some people don't know that. And my niece got married a few months ago.
Yeah.
To a British Israeli Jewish person. And they had a proper Jewish wedding as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Right? Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Like, my great-grandmother of Syrian descent, and she was Jewish, so from there. And you want to know anyway, you're Jewish, but it's from your mother's lineage and not your father's.
Right,
that brings you to be Jewish. So yeah. So by birth, I'll be Jewish.
Little exclusive there, yeah.
Yeah, lots of people don't know that, but
brilliant. Well, Spencer, appreciate.
Don't get twisted. I practice Islam, but don't get twisted. But we are all brothers, because we are all from Prophet Abraham.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night, Spencer. We'll hopefully catch up again.
Bro, keep on doing your thing. I'm telling you, your channel's gonna blow, my friend.
Great.
It's definitely gonna blow now because I've come on it, but it's gonna blow.
Exactly.
Take care, my brother.
Take care, mate.
Shalom.